When you think of the greatest postseason comebacks of all time in baseball, what comes to mind? Yes, the Red Sox coming back from 3-0 against the Yankees and the Cubs coming back from 3-1 against the Indians were incredible, but what about specific games? 2011 World Series Game 6, 2012 NLDS Game 5, that crazy 18-inning NLDS game where the Giants were down to their last out? Wow, that's again? Sorry. Here's a clip of the Nationals winning the World Series. Better. Anyway, Kansas City Oakland wildcard, Mets Red Sox Game 6. The point is, it's not hard to find incredible comebacks. According to Baseball Reference's win expectancy stat, all the games I just listed fell below 4% win expectancy for the team that ultimately came out on top. Now, if you look at the top 10, you'll see that the biggest comeback in postseason history was in Game 4 of the 1929 World Series, where the Philadelphia Athletics defeated the Chicago Cubs 10-8. After trailing 8-0 with 1 out in the 7th, they faced just a 0.51% chance of winning. They exploded for a 10-run 7th, winning the game and ultimately the series 2 days later. In this video, however, I want to talk about a game we actually have footage of. At one point in this game, the ultimate winner had a win expectancy of just 1.35%. I'm talking about 2009 ALDS Game 3, Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim versus Boston Red Sox in Fenway. In Game 1 of the series, John Lackey threw 7 1/3 scoreless innings to help give Anaheim a 1-0 series lead. The Angels would win Game 2 as well thanks in part to a 2-run triple by Eric Aybar in the 7th. After a day off, Game 3 saw Clay Buchholz for the Sox and Scott Kazmir for the Angels face off. Buchholz was still emerging as a starter with a 4.21 ERA in 16 starts. In 2010, he would go on to lead the MLB in ERA+, finishing 6th in Cy Young voting. Kazmir was coming off an all-star season with the Tampa Bay Rays. However, he began struggling in 2009, putting up a 5.92 ERA through August. At the deadline, the Rays traded him to LA for a 3-player package that included Sean Rodriguez, who would go on to accumulate 7.9 WAR in 5 seasons with the club. With the Angels, Kazmir turned his season around, putting up a 1.73 ERA, albeit in only 6 starts with the club. It was the Red Sox who struck first when 2008 AL MVP Dustin Pedroia smacked a 2-run double to center field. The very next batter, Victor Martinez, drove him in to make it 3-0 Boston. At this point, you can probably guess which team makes the comeback. Kendry Morales goes deep in the 4th to get LA on the board, but JD Drew responds with a 2-run shot of his own in the bottom half. Look at Joe West, he always makes the right call. After an RBI double play by Juan Rivera and a clean inning from Daniel Bard, the Red Sox called in franchise legend Billy Wagner to start the 8th with a 3-run lead. After giving up a leadoff double to Bobby Abreu and a walk to Vladimir Guerrero, Sox manager Terry Francona called in his reliable closer, Jonathan Papelbon. Papelbon recorded 38 saves and posted an incredible 2.52 ERA plus over 68 innings in 2009. He accumulated 3.5 WAR, which was good enough for 3rd among all relievers in MLB, trailing Andrew Bailey and Mariano Rivera. However, his FIP was 1.2 runs above his ERA, indicating that maybe he was due to regress. On the first pitch of his outing, Papelbon surrendered a 2 RBI single to Juan Rivera to make it a 1-run game. Reggie Willits, who was 5 for 6 in stolen base attempts that year, pinch runs and he gets picked off. In the bottom half, Mike Lowell gives the Sox a huge insurance run with a 2-out RBI single, and now the Sox are 3 outs away from fighting off elimination. The 7, 8, 9 batters were due up for the Angels, and Papelbon quickly dealt with Maisel Uzuris, getting him to pop out with help from catcher Victor Martinez. Next up, Gary Matthews Jr., pinch hitting for Mike Napoli. Papelbon gets a called strike on that, and Matthews harmlessly flies out to center. 1 to go, and it's the 9-hitter, Eric Aybar. Strike 1, check swing, strike 2. At this point in the game, the Angels face a paltry 1.35% chance of winning. Papelbon leaves a heater a bit too much over the plate, and Aybar smacks at the center to keep the game alive. The Sox, wanting to be able to field every ground ball that they can, leave second base open, allowing Aybar to take second without a throw. After falling behind 3-0, Papelbon battled back to drive the count full. Again, he's 1 strike away from keeping his team's October dreams alive. Ball 4. John Farrell, the Sox pitching coach, comes out to try to calm down his star closer. After a called strike and a foul ball, the Angels are down to their final strike for a 3rd time. Abreu fouls one back, and then
Abreu to left field. Jason Bay going back. It's going to be over his head and off the wall. From second base scores Ibar. Stopping at third base is going to be Figgins. One run is in, and it's a one-run game.
A 2-out, 2-strike double to put the tying run on third. With first base open, the Sox opt to intentionally walk Torrey Hunter and face Vlad Guerrero. The first pitch is a low fastball, and Vlad drives it to center to give the Angels the lead.
From third base comes Figgins to tie the score. Here comes Abreu, and the Angels will take the lead. With 2 outs in the ninth inning, they have scored 3 times to take the lead.
On average, MLB batters had just a 165 on-base percentage on 0-2 counts, 450 on full counts, and 173 on 1-2 counts. This combines to form a 98.7% chance that at least one batter would be retired. The Angels seemingly didn't care and came through anyway to shock the Red Sox at Fenway. Francona has seen enough at this point and goes to Hideki Okajima to get the final out, which he does against his first batter. But this game isn't over yet. You get 9 innings for a reason after all. Angels closer Brian Fuentes comes in to pitch the 9th and retires pinch hitter Jed Lowry to start the inning. After defensive replacement and Baseball Bits legend Jeff Mathis catches a pop fly, the Sox are down to their last out, just like the Angels were only a few minutes ago. Pedroia pops out, and just like that, the Sox blew a 4-run lead and failed to get the final strike 3 times. The Angels would face the Yankees in the championship series and would put up a good fight, but fall to the eventual World Series champs in 6 games. In 2010, neither the Red Sox or the Angels would make the playoffs, and I guess it would be the Red Sox who ultimately got the last laugh, winning the World Series in 2013 and again in 2018, while the Angels, despite having the greatest player of this generation on their team, still haven't won a single playoff game since, being swept by the Royals in their only postseason appearance since the miraculous comeback.